22. The details in lines 9 to 12 convey a central idea of the poem by. Okay, so again, we want to figure out what's the idea in the lines 9 to 12. Let's go back up and check. So this follows the section we were just answering questions about. The weather will turn cold, but that happens later, so the author puts that off. For now, he's going to enjoy the early fall, the green leaves, the crisp air, and almost grazing is what the hair is. The crisp air, which means it's kind of, a cow grazes on grass. So the air is kind of grazing on the hairs on his arm, almost like they're eating off of it. The hair of my arm like a passing stranger. Oh, grazing maybe just slightly touching. As though the air has been forced into intimacy by the brevity of the daylight. So the air, it's a good feeling. It's an intimate feeling, right? The air breezing across the author's arms here. And it seems intimate. It's forced to be intimate because it needs to do so while there's still daylight. Because we see in the lines later that daylight will go away in the early afternoon hours. So, okay, let's see if there's an answer choice that matches this. These seem to be general positive feelings. E, showing that the cool weather makes the speaker reflect more deeply on life. Okay, that might get some students to think about it who aren't really sure exactly what's going on in the poem. And you never can be really sure in a lot of poems. But reflect more deeply on life. There's no text that suggests the author is reflecting more deeply on life. So we really can't say that here. So I don't think E is going to be the right answer. F, suggesting that the speaker feels uncomfortable. Well, no, the speaker doesn't feel uncomfortable. It's the exact opposite. The speaker seems to enjoy this intimate feeling of the air breezing across his arm. So that's not correct. G, implying that the sensations the speaker experiences during the fall season are fleeting. Well, yeah, that is kind of true. The air is being intimate, and it is brushing across the author's arm, so he's experiencing these feelings, and they are going to go away, right? Once the fall comes, they won't last for long, was the suggestion in the text. Let's go back up. The exact line said, by the brevity of the daylight. It's been forced into intimacy by the brevity of daylight, because pretty soon they won't have the daylight to be intimate. In other words, they won't be able to have that experience. So G actually looks pretty good. Let's just check H, suggesting that the thought of fall approaching increases the loneliness the speaker feels. Wait, we don't know anything about the loneliness of the speaker. That's just simply not in there in the text. Don't make that incorrect interpretation. There's nothing to base that on. G is the correct answer. The text here literally says that the sensations, the feeling of the air grazing on the hairs of his arm, that those will go away because that intimacy is forced by the brevity of the season, indicating that it won't last forever due to the change of time and weather. G is the right answer for 22.